TitleMatchNetwork.com.
How would you compare Dusty Rhodes and Bill Watts as bookers?
Totally opposite. I think Bill Watts was he was loud. He was hardcore. If you didn't like the way you did something, he'd tell you. He was up front with you. Dusty Rhodes, he never said a thing. I mean, he could do it. It looked like he would never tell you. He was more underhanded, behind the scenes stuff. So you never know where you stood, if he liked you or disliked you. You know, I mean, he could, hey, baby, you know, right to your face and then go in there and talk to you about. But with Watts, I mean, if he didn't like you or he didn't like something about you or he didn't like the way you worked or anything, he changed. You know, he told you. Hopefully, he'd change it or do whatever so you knew. You know, but Dusty, you never knew.
Right.
Well, the first thing was me and Rotunda, and Dusty had it. He said he went to one of his kids' wrestling matches at high school or grade school and seen all the kids come in with their varsity jackets and everything and thought it would be a good thing. So he put Mike and I and Sullivan together. That's when we started doing the interviews at center stage.
Right.
Back and forth. And me and Mike were arguing back and forth. And then they wanted to bring Doc in for the third guy. And that's when they switched me, Babyface, and brought Doc in as the other guy with Mike.
Right.
And but my feelings about it, I think Dusty could have went a lot longer with stretched it out a little more. He could have did a lot more with it than what he did. And I mean, there was so much I did this one thing. I remember I put on this red outfit. I had a mask on and something else. Did a TV and
it was around Christmas time.
Yeah. Went, beat up Rotunda and Sullivan, made him lose the match, and then did an interview with Ross after. I mean, there's so many things that we could have done with it. I think they just switched it, cut it, you know, and nothing ever happened with it.
Did you like doing the whole gimmick?
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. You know, it was the first time I was, get a chance, get involved, doing something. You know. Yeah, I mean, everything was going good with the Theo. You know, with that whole deal, and I was having fun with Mike. People were talking about it. You know,
right.
We were having. I was having a blast just arguing with Mike back and forth behind Sullivan. It was actually fun, but when they started doing the switch, I had a feeling it was just too soon, and they were just. It looked like it was just something to do, and they did it, and then nothing ever happened with it. You know, it was just nothing.
What are your thoughts on Jim Herd and the differences in the locker room around the time he came in?
Jim was old Army sergeant, worked for a pizza thing, and I think he just got put in a position that he didn't know anything about and thought it was just a business proposition that he might be able to turn something around, and he kept it going. He tried. He was a lot like Watts. You know, he had his own way of doing things, and he'd let you know, and he'd tell you. And he was sometimes hard to deal with. But it eventually all caught up to him. And I mean, so when I was there at WCW, I think we went through like 8, 9 different bosses. You know, so it was just the beginning.
TitleMatchNetwork.com.